What does it taste like?
Like milk, slimy.
Look at the size of that. He's absolutely huge.
Welcome to Chopstick Travel. I'm Luke Martin, and today I'm in eastern Malaysia on the island of Borneo. I've come to Kota Kinabalu here in Sabah to explore the unique cuisine of Malaysian Borneo. It's gonna be a great series. This is my first time here. In today's episode, I'm gonna be exploring the exotic fruits at this market here this morning, and then later on sampling some of Kota Kinabalu's famous seafood. I'm so excited to be here in Sabah, so make sure you stay tuned until the end. Let's go eat some Malaysian food. So this market is called the Donggongon Market. It's a weekly market, once weekly on Thursdays, and it's especially famous for its exotic and tropical fruits, some of which are endemic to Borneo. You can only find them here. I'm certainly seeing lots of things I don't recognize, and there's also a couple things you can have to eat right here too. So I'm gonna walk around a little bit and maybe find some breakfast. One thing you're gonna spot at this market, which is a popular product here in Sabah and Borneo, are these right here, the Sago worms. So they live in the Sago palm, and you can eat this raw, like this, or you can eat it fried. Look at that. A big, plump, juicy worm. I know what you guys are all thinking, you wanna see me eat it, so maybe I'll come back, but I gotta eat something else first. There's nothing appetizing about that. They also have lots of different live animals here. Check this out right here. Soft shell turtles. And then over here they've got eels. And then also bags of frogs. The way I like here. You get yourself a bag of eels. I don't know how many's in there, 2 or 3, and it's 17 ringgit, which is about $3.50. So most of the vendors at this market are Kadazan people, which are the indigenous people of Sabah. So they bring their products from the mountains, from the jungles, and they bring it here once a week. Close to Kota Kinabalu, we're just about a 20-minute drive outside the city. Really interesting stuff here.
I asked him to show you the picture. Yang itu apa? Saya mau tengok dia punya belakang. Okey tak? Kamu kama? Kamu lah. 10. Kalau tahu saya 8. 12. 14.
It is tobacco? Yeah?
Yes.
Wow.
It's local, yeah.
Local tobacco, yeah.
They got different taste of it. They got very.
What is this? What's this part?
From grass.
This is
type
from
of
grass?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, tobacco grass.
Oh, this is the tobacco grass?
Yes.
Oh, all natural.
Yes. Not bad, right?
Not bad. I'm not a smoker.
Like this. Then slowly put inside the middle.
Ah. So there's a woman cooking something called panjaram. It's a local type of fried rice batter cake with pandan, or you can get brown sugar. I just ordered one with pandan, so it's green one. 1 ringgit. Thank you. Oh, it's hot still. Yeah, very hot. And you can see the shape is kind of like they call it a UFO. Or it looks like a hat, kind of like a cowboy hat. A little bit crispy on the outside. I think it's gonna be really hot, so. Oh, you can see that, you can tell that it's made out of rice batter because it's got this kind of sticky consistency. It's not super sweet. And it's kind of chewy in the middle and then crispy on the outside. It's oily, but it's good. So this is pretty unique. This is called hinava. It's a raw fish salad, almost like a ceviche, but it's indigenous food here. And there's also bitter gourd in there as well, raw fish. A little bit of lime, salt, some onions. Try. It's really sour with that lemon, a little bit contrasted with the bitterness from the bitter gourd. It's raw, but it's been almost cooked in that lime juice. That's really good. So now that I've had a cigarette and a fried cake and a little bit of raw fish, it's time to eat this worm. Don't eat the head.
Don't eat the head.
What happens if I eat the head?
They believe that if they still like alive, they can eat your.
Oh, they can bite your throat.
Yeah, your throat, your mouth, like that. Yeah.
What does it taste like?
Like milk, slimy, sweet.
You're not selling it to me. Butod, that's what they're called here. Sago worm. All right, here goes nothing. It's a little bit sweet. It almost tastes like a grape. It exploded with juice. The skin, a little bit chewy. It's actually not that bad of a flavor, to be honest. So these are called water apples. They're kind of like a bell apple, but it looks a little bit different. It's a little bit less vibrantly red. Let me try it. It's supposed to be juicy. Oh, almost like a overripe apple. Sweet, very juicy. So this one's called salak here in Malaysia. It's also known as snake skin fruit or snake fruit. I've actually never tried it, but it's quite popular. Peel it like this. Oh yeah, the skin is super tough. Almost like scales. Oh wow. You can see a nice fleshy fruit. Oh, it tastes like jackfruit. It tastes like a more fruity version of jackfruit, but it's dry. It's not super juicy. So that was the Donggongon Market. I think I did enough snacking. I'm satisfied after eating the butod, the sago worm. I gotta get something real to eat. So one of Sabah's most famous dishes is Ngiu Chap, which is a local beef noodle soup. I have it here. It's just absolutely packed full of all things beef. Just look at those chunks of beef. There is thin strips of beef, there's beef balls, beef tendon, and it's all in this beautiful brown beef stock. Oh, look at that. There's even tripe. Look at that. Wow. It's so beefy. It's like concentrated beef flavor. All right, let's get into some of these goodies here. There's huge chunks of beef, and there's also this chili sauce here, which I'll generously dip. Wow. Obviously very tender meat. That sambal is nice and spicy with a little bit of sourness as well, but the flavor is just so strong of beef. It's just like concentrated beef flavor. That's a seriously solid bowl of beef noodles. Let me try one of these beef balls with some of this sambal, which is absolutely delicious. Very bouncy. There's quite a bit of garlic in that sambal as well. Yeah, that is such a good bowl of noodles. Welcome to Borneo. Well, we're on a tropical island, so you're gonna need to get some kind of refreshment to cool you down because it is smoking hot here in Kota Kinabalu. So I got myself a lemon tea. Oh, sweet though, too sweet. So that was Ngiu Chap, Sabah's famous beef noodle soup, and you cannot come to Kota Kinabalu or Sabah without eating seafood, and it's particularly popular to eat at nighttime because the night markets open up and they're packed with seafood. So I'm gonna head back to my hotel, take a little bit of a break, and then catch back up with you this evening for a massive seafood feast. So it's about 8 p.m. now and the night market has opened up. That is the spot for seafood here in KK, Kota Kinabalu. So I'm gonna head there right now. place is absolutely bustling. There's so much seafood, lots of big lobsters. So I think I gotta go for a lobster. It's really busy in here, but it's a little bit smaller than I had assumed. Okay, let's find a stall and pick out some seafood.
This is the big one.
Oh wow. What do you call it?
King Lobster.
King Lobster.
Yeah.
So you call this King Lobster?
Yeah.
Look at the size of that. He's absolutely huge. Beautiful blue color. That's huge. How many kilos is this one?
This one.
Yeah?
King.
Oh, he's almost 2 kgs.
Yes.
Wow. So how much does that come out to be?
Okay, this for 100 gram, 25, including cooking.
He's about 100 USD. I'm also thinking about getting one of these guys here. You call this a coconut clam?
Coconut clam.
Coconut clam. Look at that. I've never had this before. Does it taste good?
Yes.
Yeah, it tastes good.
You can try. We have the big prawn.
Big prawns. Look at the size of this prawn here. Wow. That is massive. That's the size of my hand. That is serious Borneo seafood. We've got mussels back here, some scallops, cockles, all kinds of different things. I'm gonna get this and coconut clam and maybe some scallops too. So the lobster's about 2 kgs, 1.8 kgs. He's a big guy for sure. No.
Maybe this all lato.
All? 450. So that's about 100 US dollars for the biggest lobster I've ever seen, really. So 440, yeah, for everything. And the lotto?
Yes.
Yeah, here's the nice guys. Gave me a nice discount.
The buttermilk.
Butter.
We have the chili, camion. I give you 2 cook. You try chili and camion.
What about the coconut clam?
Coconut.
Yeah.
Okay. Sambal.
Sambal? Yeah, yeah.
Sambal. Not spicy, little bit.
Spicy's okay. And the scallops, what do you... Mix?
Mix. This the sambal.
Oh, with the sambal. Oh, okay. They had a couple other ones of these king lobsters.
King of the sea.
King of the sea, yeah.
Actually, there's Aquaman.
Aquaman? Aquaman lobster. Look at the size of this. But the other ones they had were already dead. This guy freshly caught. Just look at that. That is absolutely huge. In Atlantic Canada, we get big lobsters, but they're not this type, and their claws are usually the big part. But that is just absolutely insane. Look at the color, the blue color. And we're gonna get it 2 ways, one butter and one chili, I think. One half of it has gone right into the oil. As soon as it touched the oil, it completely changed from that vibrant blue color to a really bright red color. And I think the other half went into the steamer. I missed it. Time to dig in. This is an absolute seafood lover's paradise. All that fresh seafood, and I'm sitting right next to the boats which are bringing in this fresh seafood right from the water surrounding Borneo. So let me introduce everything. Of course, we got to start with this beauty of a lobster. This is the butter version, but just look at how much meat is in it. Watch my fork just disappear into that meat. Look at that. It is so thick. The second half is with shrimp paste and onions, and that one was deep fried at the beginning. Back here, I've got the scallops and the coconut clam. I don't know if you can see that, but that coconut clam's got almost like a zebra-like design on the outside. So a little bit of onion sambal, some carrots, and then back here, this is really unique. Something I've only seen in Okinawa and now here in Borneo. It's called called sea grapes in English, but here they call it lotok. So it's basically a type of seaweed. Almost looks like little caviars. I'm gonna start with this beauty, the butter. Looks like they've added cream into it too, and just look at that. Look at that. There is so much meat in there. That is an entire small lobster worth of meat, and I'll go for a little dip in some of the sauce that's at the bottom here. There is so much meat on that. When I dug into it with my fork, it felt a little tough, but when I chew on it, it is not tough at all. That is very soft meat with a slight hint of butter and a really strong flavor of cream. I'm not exactly sure what those leaves are on the outside. That's barely 2% of the meat in this lobster. Look at that. Let's move on to this chili lobster. I can feel a little bit of crispiness on the outside of the meat here because it's been deep fried. Get a nice bit of sauce on there as well. That meat is definitely a little bit more tough because it's been deep fried, but I love the flavor of that shrimp paste on top of the belachan. It's got a nice seafoody flavor and a little bit of spice too. And once again, just massive lobster. Look, it just comes out like big chunks off of that. Look at the meat in there. Oh man. All right, let's try these guys next. You can see, again, that like zebra stripes on the outside. That is the coconut clam, but there's also scallops in here too. So one scallop, piece of the coconut clam, a little bit of the veggies. Can't even chew that clam, it's so hard. It's like rock solid. Flavor's good, but I couldn't even chew into that clam. Okay, I'm hoping that may have been a bad piece. Let me try to find another piece of the clam here. Get a couple maybe. Can't eat that. It's like chewing a rubber tire, but even harder than that, almost like a bone. Okay, I can't recommend the clam. Last but not least, got these sea grapes. Go for a little dip in the sauce that they've given me too, and just look at the they almost remind me of caviar, little bobas or something. They burst. This is like boba. A little bit salty, seafood flavor. I love the texture, just popping. Out of all these dishes, got to give it up for the butter. It's just the most natural flavor with the lobster. It's just so fresh and so much meat in there. I just twirl it like spaghetti and it just keeps coming. That way, it's so soft. Not like those clams. I don't know why those clams are so tough. If you come to Sabah, you gotta stop by the Waterfront Seafood Market and try some of this stuff. It is so fresh. Usually when I'm eating lobster, I'm like picking the last little bits of meat out of it. But with this guy, I'm getting quite full and I haven't even gotten to the legs yet. And honestly, these legs, some of them have more meat than a prawn would. I gotta give it up for that butter lobster. And I don't know why that coconut clam is so tough. Maybe they just overcooked it, but it's like a coconut. It's like chewing on the outside of a coconut. It's rock hard. All right, let's go back. So full. It's delicious. Thank you. I'm so stuffed. That was a massive, massive lobster.
This?
Yeah.
I give you a discount.
Okay, because of the coconut? Okay, $4.20.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Delicious. Wow. honestly, it would have been 3, maybe 4 times more expensive in Canada or America. Even in Thailand, it would have been more expensive. I mean, that is probably the cheapest, best quality seafood you might be able to get anywhere. So good. The variety of seafood here is just mind-boggling. Things I've never seen before, the different colors of the fish, it's just stunning. So fresh and so cheap. Wow, what a meal. That was some serious seafood. Make sure if you guys haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell icon. I have more videos coming from Sabah. I'm so excited to explore this beautiful island of Borneo. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of Chopstick Travel. Bye.